What is up, everyone? I think I mentioned this before, but because of my car situation, there's a good chance that I probably won't be able. I'm not saying there's a good chance, but like in order to save up money, I'm going to be going to training a little bit less. And I now hope that when I actually do go back to training, I can start recording my sessions because I get it. I'm getting fat, but I can still move. I can still do the things that I need to do. And hopefully, the more I wrestle, the more money, the more weight I lose. Or I could just be like the big man K Toomer and just be the second student of Fat Jutsu. Shout out to K Toomer, by the way. You're doing great. But the but one thing I notice about most wrestling fans is that like I feel like most wrestling fans. Let me back up. I Because I am training less, I'm sort of demoting myself from wrestling trainee to fan, and I mean fans are cool. But as I've mentioned multiple times before, some fans just I'm never gonna talk about the good fans. I'm never gonna say anything about the decent fans that are good folks who are actually like who make the wrestling company more interesting and better. I'm rarely gonna talk about them because they're doing it right. You know what I'm saying? If you're not doing it, if you're doing, it's just like what God said in that episode of Futurama. Sometimes when you're doing stuff right, you're just not doing anything. But but like I'm always gonna be like talking about the bad fans because these are the people who ruin the business. I'm not gonna say ruin the business, but they ruin things for other fans. Like one time I got into this argument with this one guy on Facebook, and I just realized exactly how much I use Facebook. Facebook, when it died out, I found myself kind of not necessarily at a loss. I wasn't freaking out or nothing, but it just dawned on me that like I don't like talking on the phone. So like there's like a lot of people who I should like have their phone numbers or their contact information I don't have. So it's like I gotta I gotta get back. I gotta get that information put into my phone or something so I could communicate with them. Because if Facebook were to like ultimately just disappear and go off the map, I would have lost a lot of people I would have lost a lot of people who I need to talk to and care about and stuff like that. So there's that. Moving along though. But yeah, like fans, I don't know what it is, man. Like sort of like the demotion to fan just made me interact with other fans, and I realized that there are some fans out there that genuinely love wrestling, and there's other fans out there that just think that they're insiders and think that they're the next Dave Meltzer, Brad Shepard, Sean Ross Sapp, blase, whatever, and it's like you're not. You're just like these guys aren't even that relevant, at least not to me anyway. You're just a fan who watch wrestling and think that you know the business because you read enough dirt sheets and watch enough shoot interviews to sort of like try to listen to what they're saying and stuff like that. That's just and that's like I said, part of me just doesn't understand the relevance of these folks, man. It's just weird. There's one guy, he's arguing me down, talking about some women don't draw money. Women don't draw money, which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And it's like, but I took the bait, and I'm like, okay, how do you know that women don't draw money? Do you have like access to financial information proving that? He's like going, dude, it's all there. It's already like out there. It's public information. They don't draw money, and I'm like going, okay, so let me see if I got this right. You mean to tell me that people will pay money to go to a show, right? That they know that women are going to be wrestling in, and then refund the money to themselves once the women's match goes, and they just leave or something? Like, what's going on here? And that's just such a weird waste of. That's a weird waste of money. That's like you just went there, paid your money, and then try to get a refund for your money just because women were at the event. Not only that, but was probably advertised on the card before you got there. Like this, it's like the don't draw money thing is just weird to me because it's like you ain't go seriously. Like because first off, there's a lot of creepy male fans out there that will watch women wrestlers do anything. Seriously, all you had to do is just put a picture of them on the card thing, and some creepy dude is gonna be like, "I'll pay money to watch her." Yeah. But it's just like, so this dude just didn't know what he was talking about. But I kept asking him, and he kept saying, well, they just don't, they just don't. And it's like, you don't have anything backing this up. It's like, it's almost as if like, it just made me realize exactly how much fans really want other fans to like just believe their word. And I'm like, I can't do that. And he's like, well, I know what I'm talking about. Don't act like I don't know what I'm talking about just because I'm a fan. Just because you worked at a few shows before. Just because you worked at a few shows before. You worked at a few mud shows. You never worked at a WWE before. You don't know anything about wrestling. And I'm like going, well, that just hurt my feelings. You know? It does. It sounds like this is the kind of entitlement that I just get annoyed with. Because it's like, I'm not necessarily saying that I'm a big time professional wrestler. I'm not gonna ever say, like, I could become a big time professional wrestler tomorrow, and you'll probably never hear me say, well, I'm a big time professional wrestler. But I do like to think that with the little bit of experience I have in the business in comparison to most fans, I have an idea what I'm talking about to some extent, just a little, just a smidge, just a, you know, like, because it's like, I could easily say I was there. It's just weird, man, because like these fans, they really, really, really want people to just sort of believe the word, man. It's like, because like my whole thing is that like if you're gonna say something like something in professional in WWE doesn't draw money, then back that up with claims, man. Like give me the financial reports, the balance sheets, you know. Let me know that this is actually true, because I'm not just gonna believe you at your word. Because fans say anything. I go to Booker T's, I go to Booker T's like podcast often, and if Booker T has the word AEW in the title, there's gonna be at least like 4 or 5 fans there going, Booker T for AEW. Booker T is all elite. It's like, but Booker T has his own wrestling company that he's in charge of right now, so he's trying to do things for himself. But but another 8 people, Booker T is all elite. It's like, this is stuff that fans do, man. Fans are crazy, bro. Speaking of all elite wrestling, I honestly think, I'm just gonna say this right now. All elite wrestling is good. WWE is good. PWG is good. Ring of Honor is good. Reality of Wrestling is good. Wrestling is good. Wrestling is good. All of it. Every single bit. You want to go ahead and say that WWE is better than AEW. I feel like you're allowed to say that, but you don't. But it's not really factual, because all wrestling is good. To say that one wrestling company is better than another is basically you just saying you like that wrestling company over the other wrestling company, and you don't even have to say that. You could just say, I like this wrestling company. If you don't like WWE, why do the comparison thing? If you think AEW is better than WWE, why not just say you like AEW and just don't even talk about WWE? Like, what's the point? It's like, there was this meme that was going on YouTube where, like, if you go to an epic music thing, like let's see, like for example, like if you go to a 2 Steps from Hell video, right? Somewhere in the comment section, somebody is gonna say better than Justin Bieber. And it's like, did you really think that you were clever saying that? Because all you did was just talk about Justin Bieber in something that had nothing to do with him. It's like, comparison is the most annoying thing in fandom. And I got a whole thing about that down the line. I think I already said that earlier. But yeah, man, fans, bro. Fans are, it's like, I don't want to be a wrestling fan for long. I want to be a wrestler. So the goal now is to get my stuff together, get my money right, get my whole situation taken care of, go back to training, do what I need to do so I can go back to Reality of Wrestling and at least be acknowledged by the king himself, Brian Keith. I'm rambling now, but that's it. Love, peace, be safe out there. Keep your eyes to the skies, because there probably might be a giant meteor coming. Look it up. Space.